Welcome to episode 70 of the SNLF podcast, sponsored by New Style Apparel, the hottest lines for the clothing. Sorry, the hottest clothing lines for the football casual. Head to newstyleapparel.uk for Noah's latest creation. And lines, not quite a full house this evening. Chris is missing for, I think, his first one since about late December. I think he's had a really good run, but as he's got the family commitments this evening, we'll let him off. But up in the top left-hand corner is the man from the Dugout, sporting some SNLF hoodies that we can't get. How are you, Mike?
Yeah, good, lads. Good to be here. Good to see the man down there. And that we're going to have a little chat about. Had a great time. Where was I this week?
Nowhere. You were having your birthday.
No, but I was at the. Yes, I was. I had my birthday on the. Yeah, that's what I don't remember because it was epic as anything. But I was at the under-23 Challenge Cup final on Monday, which was Hastings versus Horsham. So I did get a game in, but yeah, unlike me to miss a game on a Saturday now, so but I had a genuine excuse.
It is. He's getting very good for his Saturday attendance. And another man who actually made a Saturday attendance as well this week in the top right-hand corner, the SNLF food guy. Gaz, how are you?
I'm all right, mate. Not bad. Can't complain.
Jolly good.
Nice to see Mike and Jack. Not so much you, but we'll go with it for now.
Apparently, he's actually done some prep this evening. But if you actually seen what he'd written down, it's like 4 things on a shout-out that someone had put on one tweet. So... don't get your hopes up. There's actually...
that's more prep than I normally do, and I'm more entertaining Valdo than you are. So let's crack on.
I want to kick him out of the studio in a minute. Right. Okay, without further ado, let's get on to our special guest this evening. And we did plan this one a couple of weeks ago, literally just because of, obviously, what happened around his club at that time as well. So delighted to have this evening from Roffey FC, Jack Monday. Jack, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
Yep, I'm not too bad, thanks. Thank you very much for coming on. Like I say, we sort of planned this a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? Just after the announcement came out, and it probably caught a lot of people off guard.
Yeah, I think so. It's something that we planned for. Well, I think we started the talks probably about 8 weeks ago now. So, yeah, it was trying to get things right in the background first before we sort of announced it, and a lot of changes all in a short space of time.
Yeah, certainly is. And I mean, I know you've had quite a season of it, and I saw you up at Horsham a few weeks ago when you played Midhurst. Your injury list this season has been it's almost like you must have broken a mirror or run over a black cat or something.
Yeah, it's been, so this is my eighth season of managing across 2 clubs, and this is by far the worst I've ever experienced. Even just from Saturday's game, we lost 4 players during that as well. So hence why I've had to put a kit on a few times this season as well.
Yeah, that's never ideal with it as well. Did that have a little bit of a bearing on, your decision a little bit, just because it's been such a tough year?
Possibly, yeah. There was a bit towards it. I mean, obviously, when you're not winning as much, it's obviously not as enjoyable. But it's something I've been thinking about for quite a long time. So it takes a lot out of you. Anyone that manages, they know it takes over your whole life. Don't really have much spare time. So there's other things within the club that I wanted to do, and where I think the jobs suit me quite well. So yeah, it's just all about timing, and the timing's right for me, I think.
Perfect. And obviously as well, you've got a great chairman in Phil to back you all the way in what you want to do. But tell us all about this new role. What exactly does it encompass? Is there one title, or does it bring a whole range of things under your umbrella?
Phil sort of calls it commercial director role. So it won't be anything to do with the football, with the first team. all of that completely comes under the manager, which I always believe it should, and no one else should be involved in that. And just sort of growing the club with all the changes that we've got coming up. There's a lot I need to be involved with, and I think there's a lot I can add to it as well.
So are you looking forward to actually changing the tracksuit for a suit and having to entertain people like Mike in the boardroom?
Yeah. Maybe not Mike with his beers, but
think of the money in the club though, Jack. If you've
Jack.
Yeah.
So in terms of that as well, does a lot of that come now? You're going to head down towards bringing more sponsorship into the club and actually trying to help the club build, sustainably going forward into the future.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everything that we're doing is we have to make the club sustainable, and I think there's a lot of clubs through step 6, step 5, step 4. They do things and it's not sustainable. You see teams go up into step 4, they bounce straight down. In some cases, potentially move straight down into step 6 as well. So it can really break you as a club if you're not set. So it's all about us making it sustainable. We've got a big sort of 2 years ahead of us where we need to get things right off the pitch. We've made changes where we feel we definitely will work on the pitch. So it's down to Phil, myself, Helen and other people at the club to make sure we get everything spot on off the pitch. And yeah, that's a role that I'll be sort of leading there.
And how much difference do you think it's going to make to you being on this side of the fence rather than the other side, when you're used to you still be kicking every ball with everybody, but you can sort of relax a little bit when that final whistle goes? Yeah,
I think, well, my other half said it to me the other day. She feels like Saturday mornings will be a lot less stressful. I'll be a bit more relaxed. So my son plays Saturday mornings. They train through the week. My daughter plays on Sundays as well. So I'll be a bit more relaxed there. I can spend some more time there. It'll be nice on a match day to actually turn up to the ground, not have to worry about all the bits in the background. People turn up, you don't really have time to speak to them. So it'd be nice on that side to be able to sort of spend some time around the club, but also being able to watch the football and not have to go through the negatives of what there is with managing. Because I think managing is a really lonely job as well.
Yeah, and very much a full-time gig, whatever level you're at, but you're only getting most managers at your level, even possibly one above, are not getting much more than expenses that on the way through, are they? No. Now, a lot of people may know, they might not know, you've got a new facility that's going to start appearing on the horizon as you head sort of towards Roffey's kind of way. Tell us a little bit more about that for the people that don't know what's actually in the future plans for Roffey.
Yeah, so we have a new ground. The building starts, I think 1st of June is when the building actually fully starts. So they've knocked out the roads and got the prep ready, but the building itself starts 1st of June. It'll be ready, November 28, but that's when the full complex is ready. So because it's going to be a 4G pitch, there'll be a small-sided 4G, and then there will be 2 grass pitches plus the building itself, the clubhouse. They are confident it will be finished before that, but the time that they put for the full complex is November 28. Phil has been working on this for, I think nearly 2 years now as well, in with talks with them. It's across the dual carriageway from Roffey. We'll still keep our current ground as well, which is good for us. So effectively we have 2 sites. And yeah, we've got two pitches at the current ground as well. So opens up a lot more resources for us. And another part of what I'm looking to do is build on all of our youth system as well. So yeah, it just opens up a lot more opportunities for people, and Phil, if you know him, he's massive on community projects and bits. So he is really sort of pushing youth football, girls, women's football as well. So yeah, it opens up a lot for us.
So the complex itself is obviously going to be just for Roffey.
Yeah, so it'll be for Roffey. We'll be running the whole site. The bow hunt school will have access to that as well, which it will still be managed by ourselves. But during the week, they can use that. But yeah, it will be Roffey's ground.
So in terms of what else you have there, obviously you have the pitches, which means you can play 24/7, 365 days a year. Within like the clubhouse section of that, is there going to be a lot more opportunity there to be able to hire that out and have extra bits and pieces and things like, you know, if you go to step 4, you need a medical room and that sort of thing?
Yeah, so it's all ready for that. It will have the probably the biggest change rooms in the league, manager's office, physio room. We've got it. There's nothing being built at the moment for it, but we've got the space upstairs for a potential gym. Depends sort of where we are. Once we get in there, that's when we can sort of look to add on to it. But for now, we've got everything what's needed for step 4 is.
Yeah, brilliant. That's the way to do it. Sounds like as well, it's going to be a great community tool, you know, as Phil wants, you know, going forward as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Mike?
Jack, first and foremost, you're one of the nicest lads I've come across in the last couple of seasons. You've always been a supporter of the stuff we've done. Your phone has always been open to us. You know, you're an absolute great guy, not just on the pitch, but away from it as well, you know. And I'm sure with your partner and your children, you know, you can take a nice little step back now that all those years that she's been waiting on the sidelines for you. So shout out to her as well. But nothing I want to congratulate you on. I hear you won the over 85s, over 60, over 35s.
Yeah.
Cup or division, was that correct?
It was the league. Yeah, it was the league on Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. So congratulations for that. Like I said, you've done great things. It did come as a shock. You kept that news really close to your chest. The appointment that you've made is quite frankly quite a stunning appointment. A fantastic coach in there, and I'm sure we'll talk about that in a sec. But I've got a few questions for you.
Okay.
First and foremost, I've got a few top 5s. Top 5 best players you've coached in no particular order. Give me 5.
Okay. Straight away, 2 of them are goalkeepers. Actually,
you better be saying Monty.
Unfortunately, not. He'll get there. He's only what, 19, isn't he? So he'll get there. But Luis Correa, I don't know if any of you remember him, Portuguese goalkeeper out at Allfold. It's unbelievable.
Right, okay.
He's played, he's been in squads for Europa League. Moved over to the UK, turned up one pre-season game, no gloves, no shin pads, and got told he was a good goalkeeper, and I just thought, oh God, who's this kid? He come in and he was unbelievable. And yeah, him, Jasper Sheikh. So Jasper's at South Shields now, goalkeeper.
Oh, yeah.
Such a modern day goalkeeper, amazing with the ball at his feet. But he's not very tall, a bit like Lewis. He's not tall, but he can come out and win anything. So yeah, they're definitely 2. It's quite hard. It's on the spot a bit, actually.
That's what I do, mate.
I've got to say Mace. Jordan Mace is definitely.
Yeah, he's got to be on it.
He's up there. He's not being biased with that one because we're close, but yeah, Mace is definitely in there. Kelv has got to be in my top 5. He was on his day was unbelievable. Some of the stuff that I've seen him do, he's literally just ran through 8 players, just dinked the goalkeeper. I've seen him do that about 5 times. He was amazing. Who else is there? One more. God. Probably not technically, but Andy Howard, big centre half. He was at Horsham years back, Broadbridge Heath, Three Bridges. He was my captain when we won the league for Allfold, and he was 40 at the time. Everyone used to take the piss. He was overweight and stuff, but no one would get past him. Controlled the whole team. Proper old school defender captain. So I'll probably put Andy Howard in there actually.
All right. Now I want your top 3 away grounds in the SCFL.
Away grounds. Guernsey is obviously probably most people's because it's a different level. What they've got, the set up there. I like Haywards Heath actually.
So do I.
Probably because we've got a couple of we win most times.
Quite well there.
Yeah, I think we've only lost once there. So 4 times we played, I think we won 3 over the last 2 seasons. And the other one, probably, I'll say our new place, Horsham.
The new place. Look at that. Lodgers, lads. Lodgers. And just a couple of quick fire ones. Worst trainer.
Worst trainer, Tiago Andrade.
Okay.
Don't surprise me. I like him though.
Most likely to be shouting his mouth off at half time.
Do you remember Alex Penfold?
Name rings a bell, yeah.
He was the one that went viral a few years back for Epsom for something with a referee. And he got banned for quite a long time at Dorking Wanderers B. Do you remember that?
Oh, shit, that guy.
Yeah, he played for me. I got him in once his ban was finished, actually. And he's a lunatic. I've had bust-ups with him on the pitch, playing against him playing for me, half-time, full-time. But I get on really well with him. But yeah, he's an absolute nutcase.
Who's the best on the night out?
I'd say I love George Cousins, who's at Forest Row now, but he's with me for a long time. And probably, this is a name you might not know, but he was ex-pro at the time, Tom Lyons.
Okay.
Tom,
Yeah.
Tom's been around, played for Ireland, Crystal Palace, Crawley. Yeah, he's probably the funniest person I know.
I've got 2 more questions. Who, out of your team, your squad at the moment, would you least like to share a prison cell with?
Monty, surely.
Do you know what? What is it, Mont? Leave my little Mont alone. Bless him.
No. He bless him. Do you know what? Actually, no, he's good because like the other day, I said to him, someone was talking to me saying, "Have I got the most caps for Rothy?"
No, he has.
Yeah, no. So I turn around and Monty was over near the bar, and I said, "Monty, how many games has Jake played?" And he turned straight around, 107, and he just knows at the top of his head. He's got a spreadsheet that he's put together over time, and he knows all that stuff. So no, I can't pick on Monty too much, but he is a little bit boring, isn't he?
I think he's Stato's love child. I do.
Yeah.
But anyway, my last question. Outside of Rothy, but still in the SCFL, give me the 5 best players.
Outside of Rothy?
Yeah, you can say it now.
Jarvis for Stenning's good.
Dion's superb. Dion is superb. Yep.
Yeah, I like him. Obviously, Noel at YM, who I had at Allfold under 18s.
I'll sponsor him. The Fisher.
Yeah, he's class. 5 players.
3 more.
Okay, 3 more. Let's think. You got the lad.
Good job you're not on recruitment anymore, isn't it?
Yeah, right. the forward for Guernsey.
Alan.
Ross Allen, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say he's one. The other sides. It's hard because I've got a couple for Rothy that I'd rather say, but outside of that.
You can tell we don't give him the questions before, can't you?
Yeah,
I'd love to see him squirm.
Exactly.
It's been put on the spot 'cause this is the sort of one I come off after and I think, oh, what, that player and that player. But
if it makes you feel any better, my questions are going to be a lot less highbrow than these ones.
I may never get a chance to do this again with Jack. Now he's a suit and all that. He's going up to the boardroom to have like a nice little Earl Grey tea with Phil and Helen up there and a little scone. You know.
Yeah, I'll tell you who I like actually. The captain for YM, Achimpong.
Kids, yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked him because he gets on the ball. He's good on the ball. He can defend. He's not tall, but he defends well. And he's good off the pitch as well. When we beat them, he come up to me after and he said, "Well done. You had our number completely there. We didn't really know what to do and stuff." And
he's a lovely guy, mate.
Yeah, I liked him, and I liked him on the pitch as well. I thought during the game, he was there's not really many defenders in our league anymore. It's not like it used to be.
Not old school like us, mate.
No, not proper defenders. So, but yeah, I think he does both sides of the game really well. He defends. I think in terms of being effective, Barnes at Heath is very effective in what he does.
Jack Barnes is a superstar, mate. I love him.
I wouldn't put him in as technically as one of the best there, but I think how effective he is in that team without him, I most times when I look and I see him not in the lineup, I feel like they've got a good chance of dropping points.
He's a leader.
Yeah.
I've got a suggestion over on Instagram. The comments don't pop up here. Is there any relation of yours called Matt Monday?
Yeah, it's my brother.
He said Lee Robinson's got to get a mention, surely.
To be fair, he's obviously dropped off a little bit from what he was, but yeah, he's had years. He's absolutely ripped us apart. To be fair,
yeah, he's over watching on Instagram. So
yeah, you forget about though New Haven. They're sort of under the radar a bit this year, aren't they? You sort of forget about.
They had a great start.
Yeah.
Well, Jack, mate, you've like I said, you've been wonderful for us, and now you're in the board. You know, now we can come and have those little Earl Greys with you, and that we can get a little bit more inside information. Thanks also to Phil and Helen as well for giving us access to your club, and long may that continue. Exciting times coming at Roffey over the next couple of years, and please leave my little mate Goldie-Mont alone. All right,
will do, mate.
He's vulnerable, bless him.
Go on, guys.
Is it my turn now?
Yes. Yeah, it's all right, mate. Go on, crack on.
Well, I've got about 2 minutes. Jack, quickly before we get into the
1.5.
I'll carry on, mate, and then we'll be here till 10. Before we get into that, commercially, how is that going to work for the next couple of years? So you're at Horsham next year. How are Roffey going to bring in the money to sustain being at Roffey next season in terms of sponsorship?
I mean, we have to be quite clever with how we do it. So we do still obviously have our current ground where there's lots of football being played there. Of course, it's not step 5, but there are still ways to pull money in for that. We've got someone I've worked with Grant and Macron for quite a while. We've got quite a decent kit back there where we can use that credit and get sponsors in for that. I think obviously with the new manager that's come in, the football will be very exciting and people will want to watch that. So we'll get more interaction over at Horsham when we're there. So, you know, match day sponsors throughout the season, player sponsorship. We just have to be a bit creative, but it's also sitting in front of the right people. I've got people that I'll be having meetings with where they're coming on the journey. So it's not just about now and next season at Horsham and the one after. It's about do you want to become a partner of the club and join the journey of what we're doing, because we're serious about what we're doing, and I think in 3 years' time we're serious about our club being in step 3.
Yeah.
So it's about a journey and you know taking people on the ride with us.
Yeah. Okay, that's the end of that one. Next one's left highbrow. One word to describe your time as the manager at Roffey.
Roller coaster.
Look how much hairs he's got, mate. Look.
Exactly, Mike. Exactly.
He had dreadlocks when I first met him.
I think from when I first went in, obviously I took over 23 defeats in a row, and it was an under 23 side, and it was a young side that I'd taken over, and it was so tough, and I thought it was going to be a lot easier than what it was, and we nearly stayed up, nearly, but yeah, so we had that low, and then we went into step 6, and with all due respect to it, that was a bit of a breeze, and we sort of just enjoyed that one. Had a really good Vars run. We went really far in that one. Really unlucky. Ricardo gave away the ball last minute twice, where we lost 2-1, but we were close to getting into the quarter final for that one. And then last year we were, obviously once a certain someone had left a club, it opened up a space for someone else to push Sussex for the title, and we pushed them quite hard for a long time, but then dropped off the last couple of months of the season. So we're high, went back low. So yeah, that's sort of how it's been for us, really.
No, I was going to say a certain someone, but I think we all know who that is, so I won't push that anymore. Don't worry, we won't mention that. Toughest opponent you faced this season?
This season?
Yeah.
Guernsey.
Yeah.
Yeah, Guernsey.
Good side, mate. Good
I wasn't really expecting what. Well, I mean, our prep was so poor for all of it, which is on me. But we turned up there, coldest day, literally, of my life. I didn't really do much prep into them. I was probably a bit ignorant with that one. I thought, we'll be all right. We can just turn up, and it's on a 4G. It'll be okay. But yeah, their centre backs overlapping. They're all just committing men forward there. You can see why they concede a lot of goals, but score a lot of goals as well. And we just weren't ready for it, and we got hit with early goals, and the boys' heads just went. And but they were impressive that day. Massively.
The really funny thing about what you've just said there is they're probably the club that has got the most exposure online. So you're probably the easiest to find previous games for as well out of every club in that league.
Yeah,
it's one of those things, isn't it? Biggest lesson you've learned as a manager?
I'd probably say that you have to. Well, the biggest lesson I'd say is probably for me. Because I was so young starting managing. I was 26 when I started. I went into that, and it was just me and my brother, and then a load of my mates. So we'll breeze this. We'll walk through it, and you have to make tough decisions when it's your mates. And I had a best mate that I don't really speak to anymore. I mentioned Thiago earlier. We've always been very, very close, but we ended up not talking for probably 8 months, and it wasn't until Kelv passed that we actually started speaking again. So yeah, that the biggest lesson is about, if I could go back, I'd probably do things slightly different in terms of, probably I wouldn't be as successful at somewhere like Allfold if I didn't have my mates, but try and avoid the player friendship side of it. That's the hardest bit, I think.
Yeah. Now we're going really down into it now. Tea or coffee?
Coffee all day.
Just pulling it back.
I don't drink tea at all, and I'm addicted to coffee, or lattes anyway.
It's like a 3-2 now to tea. So that's 2 out of 2 recently. I say it every week. I sell coffee for a living, so it's an easy question for me to ask.
He does a shameless plug every time.
Yeah.
Or a moan if it's a tea drinker.
Works though. Lewis Football Club ordered our coffee last week.
All right.
So if you can't get him to follow us after that, then you're fired.
I mean, they ordered it. I haven't been able to speak to them since, but as they've ordered it, I've got a phone number, so hopefully he'll answer soon.
Just make sure you get your invoice paid.
Oh, that's a
carry on.
Meow. Trev, you little bitch.
Carry on.
That's all from me, mate. I don't go too deep. The other two go more deep. I try and get the quick fire stuff out. If you could help us get Ricardo on here, that'd be great, because
Ricardo,
he's an elusive character.
Right.
But I know he's going soon. So
well, he's gone. He's gone.
Gone.
But he's coming to. We're going to Newcastle at the end of the season. He's coming to that. And who knows? You might see his brother when the new ground needs to be opened as well.
Oh, come on. He's my favourite player. You know
yeah,
that.
same here.
Because I was chewing his ear off when I come and saw you at that semi-final, mate. He was trying to get away and I was not letting him go.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jack, we'd love to come and cover that for you for the day. Me and Mike will come and cover it. We'll live stream the whole thing.
Of course,
come and do it. Open it up, ready for step 3.
Yeah. I'll pass it back to Trev, because he's bound to have a couple of long-winded, boring questions to ask you.
I think he's done that, hasn't he?
Anyway, moving on past the 2 reprobates. Obviously, Ruan's your new manager as well, and obviously we spoke just a little bit after about coming on that you had quite an input into that. Did you have a little bit of interest in the job as well when people kind of found out maybe a bit behind the scenes that you were going?
Yeah, I think when we made the announcement that I was stepping down, we had I think official sort of applications. We had 4 straight away by the next day. But yeah, obviously it's a club that's definitely on the up, and it's got exciting things happening. Definitely the best chairman that you'd come across. If you ask any player that's been at this club, the first person they mention is Phil.
Cooks a mean burger too, doesn't
he? Yeah, but that's the thing. He jumps on the burgers. He's there sweeping before the game, doing everything. But although he's a very kind, loving man, he's very serious as well. And if he wants to do something, he'll do it. And he's behind all of the new ground, and he's driven all of this, and he will get us to where we want to be.
That's it. Obviously, off to Horsham next year. You had a little bit of a taste earlier in the season when you played Midhurst as well. Do you kind of look at them and look at what they've done there and think, well, if we can replicate half or 2/3 of that, then we're going to be in really good shape to get that step 3 status?
Yeah, that was part of the reason why we've gone there. Is obviously you've got that side of it. It preps us well, ready for the new ground, so we can sort of get to grips with how a club should be off the pitch. So I've got a good relationship going with Sam, one of the directors over at Horsham. We're meeting up because although we're going over as a ground share, we're looking to form a good partnership, which could lead to a potential partnership on the pitch, but definitely off it commercially, getting people through the gate, because as you know, there's a lot of people go to Horsham games, but a lot of people don't travel to the away ones, especially the sort of the elderly. So with the football that we're going to be playing, with the manager that we've got in there and the team that he'll be building together, I think it will be a very attractive place to be every other Saturday. So yeah, there's that side of it, but also a big part of getting this in there was knowing that we the manager that we're looking to put in place. So I think for me, it's the best step 5 side I've come across was his Hayward Heath side at any point. And I think when you put his sort of football on a pitch like Horsham, they've got, so it's been relayed in June as well. So they've got the FIFA Pro Plus turf going down, which is sort of a different level of fake turf. So that's going to be a lot quicker than what it is at the moment. So yeah, it will be it's good for us on and off the pitch. So it works in both ways.
Yeah, sounds really good. Sounds like really, really exciting times for Gaz.
Are they going to open the all of like facilities as well when you guys play? Because I know at the moment they don't tend to open them when people ground share, but certainly like the food facilities for them especially is is top notch. So I just wonder if they're likely to open them for your games as well as their games.
Yeah, I mean we've got meetings over the next couple of weeks about some other bits there, but it all depends on, obviously it's got to be worth it for them. Yeah. So looking at how our gate increases, so we've got targets of numbers that we want to hit. I know a lot of people say, well, it's easier said than done, but we've got ways of doing that that we're looking at. And also Horsham, they're keen to help push the gate as well because it's their best interest. So that all depends on sort of how we do in terms of our gate there.
Yeah.
Quick question though. Quick question. What does that leave Copthorne then?
I think they'll be making an announcement in the next 24
I'm not surprised, mate. They were getting like 10, 11 people coming to watch them.
Yeah, they found somewhere. So I think they'll be announcing that in the next 24 hours, but it sort of all makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep an eye on that one. Listen, Jack, thank you very much for coming and joining us this evening. Good luck for your last few games in management. I know it's like probably easy to put the slippers on and put the feet up and just go, we'll coast through it. But knowing you as you are, ain't going to be that easy for the sides that play Rocky still for the rest of the season.
We've got an easy weekend. So we've got Guernsey on Saturday at home, and then we've got YM away on Monday. So
cool, that's a derby and all, isn't it?
Walk in the park.
Yeah.
This weekend. Anyway, get off and enjoy the rest of the evening. Thanks very much for coming on, Jack.
Yeah, thanks. And obviously as well, like you said earlier, Mike, I've supported the show for quite a long time, but I do feel like what you've done, you guys with this show, it definitely makes definitely the county leagues a lot better as well, and it's put more interest in there, and I really enjoy it each week. So keep going with it.
Cheers,
Thank
mate.
Cheers, Jack.
Appreciate you.
All right, guys.
Top man.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Legend, mate. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Tell you what, always like Jack, always been open, always, if there's a phone call he needs to make, we need to make for him, he made it. His old club's always been open to us from day one. Obviously, we supported the memorial game they had and everything like that. So, but now he's a suit, Jack the suit. So, wish him every success. But
coffee and a bourbon cream at half time.
Yeah, but exciting times are rough. Exciting times are Roffy.
Yeah,
they are. It sounds really good, doesn't it? Sounds really good.
Club as well. So yeah. Right, lads. What we got?
Well, how was your non-league day? I mean, Mike, it was your birthday.
Before you get there, can I just address this comment, please? Okay. Aaron. Yes, I did fall for the Wick McDonald's drive-through April Fool's joke. Obviously, they're being sponsored by McDonald's now. And me being on the fat jabs and looking to eat nearly anything that I could. And I saw the McDonald's sign. I fell for it. So there, Aaron. There you go. He's riding high at the moment because Reigate are flying. But how did my non-league day go? Okay. Well, yeah. Won a poker tournament. That was good on my birthday. Had quite a few beers. Ended up at about 6 a.m. on the Sunday. Obviously I caught up with all the results and that, and a little chatter and the buzz going through. Did it come off non-league day as big as I thought it did? Perhaps not. Obviously you've got you had Guernsey that had 1,500 plus. Hayward Heath at the Premier League trophy down there, over 1,000. Some good crowds. I just think, as we mentioned before, if you gave it a couple more weeks worth of prep, I felt there's more that could have been done. And there's a bit of debate going around at the moment that why is it only 1 day a year? Yeah, you have all these international breaks. Why is it only 1 day? So
I think initially didn't come about because there was no league games. So Premier League, Championship, Div 1, and League 1 and League 2. There was nothing in those leagues either when it first started going. From memory,
yeah, there was League 1 and 2, and there still is now as well. It's more the Championship and the Premier League that don't play on that day.
Next year, watch this space. I got some great ideas. I left it a bit late this year, but next year
you did have a fantastic idea. I think
next year we're going
Yeah,
big.
yeah, and we did mention that to the guys last week because they had exactly the same idea, which is a shame with you not being on last week that we could have put it across, but we said
I was on. I just missed that interview. All right.
Oh yeah, you came on rather late, didn't you? There we go.
I think
this
today is how far we can poke the bear below us today
Yeah.
before he spontaneously combusts.
Like I'll just cut the bits out I don't like. But I mean, in terms of doing it all through the season, then that's down to clubs to put their own offers on. You don't have to wait for non-league day for a start. Simple as that. It's just that's the day it gets put in the spotlight, and it's always had every single year because
I agree.
It's also probably, unless you're doing it in when's the August one? There's one in August there, really early September.
September, isn't
it? We just had the most stupid international break. With two crap squads and that going there. That one day, maybe if they did it twice a year in there, or as with the clubs, when there are international breaks going down, why not do something like that?
Some do, to be honest. Not everyone does, and that's entirely their prerogative as to what they want to do. Same as if they, as the guy said last week, not every club wants to get involved in it. Like the Southwest think, it's not for them because they've got no Premier League club near. But you can try and attract someone in any given Saturday or Tuesday. It's how you go about doing it, and whether you want to do it, you've got the manpower to do it, women power or whatever, to be able to go and do it. It's it's entirely entirely down to them, I think, as it goes. But in terms of what I saw across the country was good. Some of it was different. Some of it didn't replicate elsewhere, which was great because then it looked more unique. And maybe maybe there needs to be a bit more steering in terms of what you could do, because I know a lot of people get antsy about season ticket holders of other clubs getting entry in that, and I appreciate that. One thing though with that is when you've got a season ticket at a club though, your entry works out cheaper throughout the season because your season ticket works like that. So you're actually getting a deal every single week, including that weekend. Whether you do something different for season ticket holders, like you get a free drink or you get a free piece of merchandise they do just for that weekend, just something different, but it's thinking outside the box, not trying to do what everyone else does, and then you stand out that little bit more. But maybe, but again, to be fair, to be honest, Ian messaged me during the week and said, we'd like some feedback from the clubs, what worked for them, what didn't work, what more they can do, what else they can do to help with. So
at the same time, we've got to be real to the fact that, as you said, these guys set it up 5-6 years ago, whatever it was, in a few of them together, just
16 years ago, yeah.
And what they created something great. Just a shame. I just think maybe if you had like a couple more weeks' notice, you get the ball rolling. It was only Bexhill that kicked it off, wasn't it? At first,
I think with that, the date for next year will be out in the next couple of weeks. So you put it in the diary. As a club, it's down to you to decide when you prep it, when you want to do it. I'll be honest and say that it was quite disappointing to see clubs not putting it out earlier in the month. Although they've got other games.
We were worried, weren't we? We were worried.
Not so much worried, but I was just like, you're putting your marketing time in a really short space. In that one bit to get it out, and again, if you don't tag us in it, we're going to miss stuff because your feed flies through on hundreds and thousands of things all day long. So maybe again though, maybe we put it out there a little bit earlier as well. And
has the date been set for next year?
Not yet.
Not yet. But like I say, that'll be out in the next couple of weeks as well.
It's normally the same sort of weekend, though, isn't it? It's normally the last weekend of March.
However, we with Gaz's idea, perhaps next year for next non-league day, there might be something a little bit special in Sussex that the old food guy has been concoctioning up in the back of his kitchen. So watch this space.
Absolutely. Right, let's crack on with the rest of last week's actions, and we'll start in the National League South. And last weekend, Eastbourne Borough and Bath City drew 2 each. Worthing drew 1-1 at Enfield Town, and Horsham went down 2-0 at Torquay United. This coming weekend on Good Friday, Horsham host Dorking Wanderers and Worthing are at home to Eastbourne Borough. Then on Easter Monday, Worthing make the trip up the A24 to Dorking Wanderers. Eastbourne Borough host Tunbridge Angels, and Horsham head to Farnborough. Big weekend of games coming up in this division, the one where no one wants to win it or claim a playoff place yet. Worthing can relegate Eastbourne Borough on Friday.
Yeah.
And by the time they travel to Dorking on Monday, they could potentially be further behind or really, really making this one an absolute 6-pointer. What's going where, chaps?
Well, I was Monday night had the pleasure of having a couple of beers with John Meany, who is obviously number 2 down at Worthing. Guy I know, good guy. A guy that, by the way, I'm putting he's promised to come on after the playoffs in here to discuss. One thing, that guy knows his stuff about football. He was breaking down the stuff with the tactics regarding Eastbourne and the Dorking game as well. And one thing's for sure, the mood in the camp is buzzing in the Worthing camp. From him, I know he's got to say that. I know that. But they know where they sort of let themselves down this year. They know what they're capable of. And they go into those 2 matches fully expecting to take 6 points. That was his mentality. I know he's got to say that. But it's two sides of the table, isn't it? Eastbourne Borough. A club like that is near enough probably going to go down, as per looking at Statman's percentages of the drop. A club that size, okay, going down. Maybe we gave him the kiss of death because we seem to do that to a lot of teams or managers that come on here. But, what are your thoughts on that? Where do you think that went wrong, Trev? Gaz?
What for?
Summer recruitment.
Youngest, yeah. Remember they started the season with the youngest squad in the whole league?
Yeah. Thing being, appointing a man who's won the National League, you would have thought you'd have put him, back up there. Why they changed the model, I don't know. Only Simon really can answer that with what they did. And then they brought in, and then they bring in Tom Hughes, won the FA Trophy.
I think Simon's the money man. I don't think he necessarily is the person that makes all the decisions down there.
No, but he provides the budget, so
he's got to have the final say, surely.
Yeah. In terms of what they spend, though, if it's different to what Adam had last year, don't know. Maybe it was the wrong manager at the right place, or vice versa. I don't know. We had Matt on, didn't we? Very early on as well. Was he actually given enough time to turn it around? He actually got, I think, to the 10 game marker, which used to be what it was. But these days you get sacked after 5 or 6, if you haven't won. So, but then you'd have thought, Tom and Hugo won the FA Trophy last season for Aldershot as well. National League managers. Tom has been in the Football League. You'd have thought they would have done it. But again, it didn't work for them. They signed some experienced players and it hasn't happened. Whoever's been in the hot seat. But as we've said all season with quite a few clubs, though, it's win one game and it's not backing it up the following week, which renders that win totally pointless. And that, we've said it a few times over the last probably 6 weeks. They've won a game and looked like, they might get out the bottom 4 and then lost the following week and everyone else has picked up points. So,
consistency wasn't there, was it?
No. And, at the end of the day, they say, the league table doesn't lie when your 46 games are on the board. And it is
I know there's going to be a big crowd there on Friday for the
sellout, isn't it?
Yeah, and the Monday, the Dorking games are sellout as well.
Yeah, so, I expected that.
First and foremost, that's a great advertisement for the league. They're constantly selling out now, which is great. I believe they're changing their CEO as well, aren't they? Worthing, he steps down at the end of the season.
Yeah, Keith stepped down, hasn't he?
I heard that today, which is interesting. But look, I fully expect them to go and batter Eastbourne. You know, from what I'm saying as well, last year there was a bit of trouble away, wasn't there, between the fans, but in there. So there's no love lost between those clubs. But I also think they're going to take a draw as well on Monday, but that's not going to be good enough because I think they've got to go there for the win, haven't they? You know, so I think they are playoffs bound. I did say I thought they would go up automatically. I'm happy to put my hand up and say I did say that. But there's still some good teams in there, Trev. You've said as well about the teams coming through in the end in there. Is it true though, being posted today?
Yeah, was it before 12, Mike?
It was posted 7 hours ago, so it was about 2:00 this afternoon.
Yeah, look, it don't matter. I've fallen for so many today. It does not matter.
What's
I will
another
have
one?
my revenge. Believe me, they've been noted. Wick,
Yeah,
it's been
Mike,
noted.
the other teams.
Mr. Baldwin, tell your team it's been noted.
Yeah, go on, Mike. You were saying the other teams, the National League South.
There's, you still got Hornchurch in there with a game in hand over Worthing. It's critical though that they get that home tie, isn't it? I think if they are going to be playoff bound, we've been able to get a massive crowd at Woodside rather than have to go away.
Do you know? I really don't know, Mike, because when I've looked at the last.
Whoa! Let me hear this.
When I've looked at the last few years as well, the sides finishing second and third because they miss a game. Granted, it's not like a massive great gap between games as it was like in the National League last year, which really cost York and Forest Green. If you've got momentum, you want to play every single week. So the sides that play that eliminator, even though they've got to play away from home and then go away again, Bournemouth, the classic example last year, finished 7th, won it, and they're now sitting in the National League playoff zone. So I don't think it's as big.
I get what you're saying. What you're saying, but at that business end of the season, where you've got where you get in a couple of games like this over the bank holiday period, your squads, your recovery times, and home advantage, having an extra week recovery will totally nullify.
No.
Well, I think you're talking. No, I want to see some stats. Bar the one you've just said about Bournemouth, I want to see some stats backing that up because having an extra week's recovery and home advantage. If you finish in those top two,
ask Hinch if that helped them last year. York went out, absolutely outplayed at home by Oldham. Oldham went on to win the playoffs and in League Two. York had
Oldham were a far bigger club than York anyway.
Makes no difference, does it? York had.
I think you're talking rubbish, saying that you want to play an extra game and finish lower and be away. I mean. What kind of more handicap do you want to give yourself?
Well, 2 clubs managed to do it last year and go all the way to the final, win promotion, and straight on. So I don't think it counts. It's all about the momentum you've got.
But at that level, recovery and home advantage must play rather than playing an extra game.
But it didn't work last year. Worthing had home advantage last year and lost.
Show me the stats for the last 10 years.
Well, I can't. I don't do stats. That man's missing.
Well, we will see. We'll go and get those stats, and I will happily put my hand up.
And I'll remind you as well, Worthing had home advantage last year against Maidstone and went out in the eliminator.
Well, we will see the stats, and I will come back to you, and we'll also see this year. But I'll be interested to hear from managers out there that are on this chat at the moment that would rather finish 4th or 5th in there, play away and play an extra game and think that helps your team. Ludicrous. But
you two carry on. I'm just going to go get some popcorn.
We will see. We'll keep it going, Trev. Come on.
Right, into the Isthmian Premier Division. Results on Saturday. Burgess Town went down 4-0 at Billericay Town. Whitehawk drew 0 at Cheshunt. Chichester City lost 2-1 at home to Ramsgate. Lewis drew 2-2 at home to Canvey Island. This coming Friday, Lewis head to Potter's Bar. On Saturday, Burgess Town host Brentwood Town. Chichester City head to Welling United. Whitehawk at home to Wingate and Finchley. Then on Easter Monday, Burgess Town head to Chichester City and Lewis host Whitehawk. Not very much we can say about the Isthmian Prem because there ain't much going on. But with Burgess Hill's defeat at Billericay on Saturday, certainly looks like the playoffs are out of touch for them.
Possibly, yeah, but let's take nothing away from the season that they've had.
Absolutely. What
Jay Levert and Gary Mansell have done over there, I think, didn't they put together as well 5 wins on the spin, first time ever at that level. Great things happening off the pitch with the ground. Every time you go there, beautiful little ground to go to as well. Really, I love going to Burgess Hill. Such a friendly atmosphere, lovely bar, fan zone in there, wonderful pitch. You know, maybe this year that it is too far to go with the playoffs. But did they expect that? Was that the target? I'd be surprised if that really was. You know, I think all their fans should be looking at some great years that they've got coming towards them, with obviously some fantastic owners that want to build the club sustainably over the next few years. Do an incredible job, that club. Shame they missed out, or potentially missing out. But take nothing away. What a great season they've really had there. You know, top work from those lads.
I mean, did any of us really expect them to be the top Sussex side in that division?
No, not at all.
Trev's going to say he did now.
Potentially. I don't think anyone other than Chichester would have given them run for their money, to be honest. And we know, as Dabba said, that one of the lowest budgets in the division, if not the lowest. So you would expect that Burgess Hill will be able to go out and sign a couple of players on loan that possibly Chichester couldn't get because of a split maybe on wages and that. You know, but wherever they finish is going to be probably the highest position ever in the club's history. So even if they finish bottom of that division, they still would have been, you know, with it. So
that's incredible success, though, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. I think the only thing they need to do next year is shore up that back line, because sitting in 8th with a -6 goal difference probably isn't going to get you into the playoffs. They score a lot of goals, you know, but you've got to look at that, shutting that back door every now and then, which is great for entertaining football. You know, you look at the sides above what they've done, and I saw Aveley against Burgess Hill. Aveley absolutely ripped them apart inside 20 minutes. You know, and they're sitting in 2nd. But I'm trying to think who's coming down. Eastbourne, who's in the Bath. Who else is
Enfield and Chippenham.
Enfield and Chippenham. So probably you would say Enfield and Eastbourne will go into their division. Bath and Chippenham will go to the Southern. So again, Eastbourne will be wanting to bounce straight back up. Enfield punch above their weight at step 2 level. Good manager and Gavin McPherson there, though. But I would say their time's run out at that level. And then coming up, you've got 3 Bridges. You've got one of Whiteleaf, Jersey, Sittingbourne, Faversham, or Margate.
Croydon.
You've got some
Croydon.
big clubs, and Croydon as well. You've got some big clubs coming up into that division just from there. And if anybody gets laterally pushed across, if someone like Welling stay up as well, then I can't see them being anywhere near as bad as they are this year. Not when Ryan Maxwell's got a full summer. So it's going to be a tough division next year, I think. You know, as tough as it was this year.
I totally agree, Trev. What would you make on the season Whitehawk have had?
Well, at times we've said, pardon?
I said roller coaster.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I mean, at times we've looked at it and gone, they've got a good chance to playoffs still, and then it's just petered off a bit, and then it's kicked on again. And it's that same word, Mike, consistency.
Yeah, because they're, you know, five defeats and a draw in their last 6 at what we call going
business
into the business end.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
And just before we do move off there, I know you haven't mentioned Lewis. I want to get your opinion on something. #United. Did they bottle it?
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
Because you know, look, let's take nothing away from what they achieved. They went from nowhere to. I mean, to YouTube sensations. The bubble obviously bursts. You know, I keep seeing comments of people saying, I feel sorry for the people of the town of hashtag, you know, because there is no hashtag.
When did that come out? This morning? 12 o'clock?
No. This has been about. But I just thought it goes against the vein, you know, the spirit of football, asking to be relegated. At the end of the day, they're in the bottom four as it is. But I just feel like that's waving the white flag, especially after the great things that, you know, Spencer and that have achieved at that club. You know, it got a new generation of fans looking into them. You know, the YouTube fans, the Xbox lot, the PS5 lot, they looked into it. The Sidemen lot type. I just thought it was a bit of a way to go. If you're going to go out fighting.
Yeah, do it on the pitch.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it opens up a can of worms for anyone else to go, you know what, we're having a tough time financially, you know, don't want to do it, but we'll go for voluntary relegation. Whereas it looks to me as if like, oh, we can't get our own way at this level, you know, but let's go down and let's start it again, and then we'll try it again when we get to this level. But surely the same problem's going to arise when they get to this level, that they're playing against some big football clubs that have been around for tons of years and know how to run themselves as a football club.
I've heard a sneaky rumor as well. Allegedly, and it's only a rumor.
I love that if you use the word allegedly, you can literally say anything.
Yeah.
Carry on. Sorry.
To be fair, mate, I don't answer much. I don't care anyway. You know, allegedly, there's a chance they could be relegated, double dipped, 2 divisions as a punishment.
Potential. I think if
Have
they
you
get
heard
relegated
that as well?
It has. I've seen it happen to Harlow a couple of years ago. They asked for voluntary relegation, but they were in financial strife. So I think because it's not a financial thing, it's slightly different. But I think if they do drop down, they're not eligible for promotion next year. I think.
Right.
I'm not sure. So even if they do win the league or win the playoffs, they won't be allowed to enter the playoffs.
Because what you said there, Trev, is actually a key point. It's not a financial thing.
No.
They got Reddits. They got money.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to point that out because we're talking about the league and get it off my nipples.
Do you think they're just going to bottle it now so they don't give someone a reprieve?
Well, they got hammered by Dartford at the weekend, 7-0, didn't they?
Yeah.
7-0. Nearly sacking territory, that one, in my book.
But I mean, Welling have got a game in hand against Potter's Bar.
Potter's Bar, yeah.
So that's
dire, mate, Potter's Bar.
18th versus 22nd.
I reckon I'll get in the Potter's Bar.
I don't know. I just feel like if someone's taken voluntary relegation, maybe 5 teams should go down from that league this year, and then give someone the opportunity to come up, like a little playoff thing. But it's difficult because who do you choose? Do you do it on points per game based on out of the playoffs?
What they're going to get into, they'll go Isthmian North, won't they? So you probably look at that division to take the extra. I think if they like down tools, then you know you're then questioning the integrity of the league because it's not helpful to Welling or Cray Valley in that state. Canvey and Potters, I think, are too far gone to actually be worried about them. But also to the likes of maybe Wingate, Carshalton and Lewis, who are not that far away from that bottom 4, that if hashtag actually strung 3 wins together, you know, those 3 then wouldn't be maybe looking at it thinking, hey, we're all right. We don't really need to worry too much for the next 5. So, you know, I don't...
Trev, do you reckon they're safe, Lewis?
Lewis safe.
They got 42.
Maybe if Welling win their game in hand and Cray Valley pick up 3 points over the weekend, then I think it's very tight for the last 3 games of the season, depending obviously what Lewis pick up over the weekend.
Minus 34 goal difference.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that.
Yeah,
there's the only 2 teams that are working out of Canvey and Potter's Bar.
Yeah, another one that needs to shut the back door next season as well.
Sounds like Bonnie Blue.
The only thing I'd say with that, Cam, is that Farnham had a step 4 team in step 5, potentially a step 3 team in step 5, and the way they've gone through the leagues is the quality they've got to do that. I don't think hashtag would necessarily walk it, and even if they did, if the voluntary relegation means they can't win it anyway, they're almost having a busted season next year. So they might as well just have taken the relegation this year, gone down, and redone it. But we'll see what happens. Right, let's go Isthmian South East Division. And results last Saturday: Broadbridge Heath drew 3-3 at Deal Town. Eastbourne Town won 3-1 against Sheffield United. East Grinstead Town went down 7-1 at Erith Town. Hastings United beat BCD by a goal to 0. Crowborough Athletic lost 6-1 at Jersey Bulls. Hassocks went down 2-0 on the coast at Margate, and Three Bridges drew 1-1 with Beckenham. This Good Friday, Eastbourne Town head to Beckenham for a 1 p.m. kickoff. Hassocks host Hastings United, and Three Bridges head to Sheffield United. On Saturday, Broadbridge Heath host AFC Croydon Athletic. Crowborough Athletic at home to Sevenoaks Town, and East Grinstead at home to Sittingbourne. Then on Easter Monday, Eastbourne Town host Crowborough Athletic at 2 o'clock. Hastings United welcome Ashford United. East Grinstead Town head to Jersey Bulls, which I think is a 1:30 kickoff. Broadbridge Heath go to Sevenoaks Town. Three Bridges host Hassocks. Very vital win for Hastings last weekend against VCD. We did say the other week they really needed a win and duly obliged, but a big weekend for Hassocks coming up, hosting Hastings and then heading to Three Bridges on Monday.
Well, everyone, it seems like the world and his wife are going to be at this game at the Beacon on Friday. Hassocks.
Are you taking your wife? Do you say?
No. She just is not into football at the moment because of all this football stuff that we'll do. She's struggling to get time with her most beautiful husband of 25 years. So yeah, but no, it's Good Friday, and we're off to the Beacon. I know you're going as well, aren't you, Trev? We're going there. 2 teams.
I've already had my boardroom invite this time, so I can't miss it.
And so have I. Got a shout out to Pat Hardy. He's put a couple of Cruisy Campos on Pat's tab, so I'll be looking at that. Yeah, what a game in store for those 2 teams. But I won't be with you, will I? I'll be doing a little bit of the radio bit up in that little gantry.
You don't stand with me anyway when you come to games. What are you on about?
Yeah,
that's because you're nowhere near the bar.
Well, yeah, there is that. Yeah. Well, I might just watch from the boardroom. I think on Monday or Friday.
You're turning into a suit, you are. But yeah, look, Hassocks has given himself a fighting chance to actually go and get out of this. In there, what's there? 3 points from Erith Town, all the same games. Hastings, huge club like Hastings.
There's a question for you, Mike. Are Hastings safe though?
No.
What are they on?
No.
42.
Oh
no. I wouldn't say not yet. Because look, Dave Ortendorff and his boys know what they've got to do. A club the size of Hastings really should be. That's a fair point. What Dominic said there. A club the size of Hastings, that they've had some up and down season. They need to be in this league. They need to be kicking on.
Yeah,
they really, really do. But Hassocks at home, a team fighting for their life. They've come up last year. A togetherness in that squad with those Westlake boys. There's going to be a load of people at that Beacon as well. Really is. Look,
not many games on, are there, Friday?
No, exactly. So you should be getting down to the Beacon to watch this game and come and see us.
And to see us, of course, yeah.
Huh?
I said, and to see us, of course.
Yeah, of course. We're there. But both teams have to go for the win. They have to, as far and you look at Hassocks in this league. They worked so hard to get up there. They would have loved to have finished 18th this year. They really would have. Progression within the club, what's going on off the pitch, the improvements, the match day experience there. I can't wait. I am buzzing to get down to that Beacon to see all the lads and see meet up with some of those supporters and watch a cracking game of football. I can't call it. I really can't. If you had to press me on it, I'm going for a home win, and that's not going to be nice to the Hastings United fans because I'm going to be doing on their radio there, so they're going to hate me straight away.
Probably already hate you anyway.
Yeah, of course they do. Why not? Everyone hates me. I like it. I love to be hated.
But then on the flip side of it, going to Three Bridges on Monday afternoon is not really what you want, especially as they dropped points last weekend. But obviously, if they pick up 3 at Sheppey on Friday and Broadbridge Heath do them a favour against Croydon on Saturday, then you never know. They might be feeling Easter generous and giving out some points as well as eggs.
Yeah, look. Tell me if he wins that league, Jamie Crellin. Tell me another one. Tell me another manager that you think should be manager of the season. He's in the final of the Sussex Senior Cup. You know, he's done bits there. Look at his goal difference, plus 73. Plus 73. You know, they're having a fantastic season. Obviously, they've had a couple of defeats in the last 6 weeks, you know. A little bit of nerves, a little bit of squeaky bum time, as they say. But he's still, what is he? And by the way, these stats are not off the top of my head. Shout out to Chris Pryor that's here. He's done us a wonderful pack. 6 points clear. Name another manager, though, that we talk about in our leagues that could not get manager of the season from what we talk about in the Sussex from what they've achieved.
I can't. Well, I mean, Jamie would be clear of everyone. You could throw some other names into the hat, but that's providing they win the league as well. But exactly. in terms of what he's done, how he has them playing, and if you haven't been to see them, try and get along in the last 5 games because they do play some superb football. They've got goal scorers all over the park. They keep clean sheets, and
I got one.
Definitely going to get down there and have a little beer with my mate Keith, the groundsman up there. Love Keith.
I got one you can throw in the mix.
Go on.
Josh Rondell.
Why? No. Just for entertainment value?
Yeah.
Leave Josh out of it, bless him. Yeah, look, we got to get down there before the end of the season, and don't write them off in that Sussex Senior Cup. You know the way they played in that last round. Stranger things have happened, mate.
Yeah, we'll see who their opponents is. Right, just before we move on, just a little nod to Crowborough. They will finish in the highest position ever in club history, wherever they end up over the next few weeks. So congratulations.
How many games here on now, Muxie? Is he 2,000 games or something yet?
I don't know. Must be close, wouldn't he? Must be close.
Well, top man, Muxie.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely agree. Right, let's get on to the Isthmian South Central and results last week. Bognor Regis Town won 1-0 at South Park. Littlehampton Town went down 3-1 at Southall. On Saturday, Bognor Regis Town host Harrow Borough with a 2 p.m. kickoff. Littlehampton Town welcome the champions-elect Leatherhead. And I didn't actually look it up, but there's potential Leatherhead could win the league on Saturday. Possibly. I might have a look in a minute. On Easter Monday, Bognor Regis Town head to bottom of the table, Fareham, and Littlehampton Town head to Moneyfields. Nice little resurgence for Bognor. 3 wins in a row, 3 clean sheets. I reckon 1 more win, and they should be safe in mid-table there.
I think you're right, mate. I think you're right. You know, I didn't have as much faith in them as you did, especially when the new gaffer came in. I thought that might be a bit detrimental, you know, especially how Jamie Howe had been there for so long on that. But 3 wins in the last 3 and 5 unbeaten. So, hey, mate, that's form at the right time, which comes good because they got a lovely little ground now with all the upgrades that they've had there in the pitch, and they've got a wonderful fan base there. And that a team like that need to be competing more at the other end, you know, really do. They need to be pushing on again. I miss the derbies that they used to have with Worthing, the bank holiday derbies, you know, and I really do miss them. But that's on them. That's not on Worthing. So, yeah.
There we go. I just had a little check as well. And if Leatherhead do win this evening, and if I think Westfield lose on Saturday, they could win the title at Littlehampton on Saturday. But Littlehampton have currently got everything in their own hands to stay up, but it is extremely tight.
Come on, Mitch. Come on, Mitch and Gaskin.
Well, they've got Leatherhead and Moneyfields.
Moneyfields, yeah, over Easter.
Right, and I just had a quick look. Ascot are, I think they're at home to Farnham Town or Fareham Town. Sorry, not Farnham. Fareham. So,
and they've given up, haven't they? Fareham.
Yeah, Fareham are relegated. Already relegated.
They got their Bermuda shorts on.
Like, it's not confident. It doesn't give you feel much confidence, does it? When you've got Leatherhead who could win the league at your ground, and then Moneyfields who are fighting to stay. I mean, they're pretty much done within. That's the only thing that could save them. Is Moneyfields are pretty much looking at it in the playoffs.
And what good season Cal's had there.
Yeah, brilliant. I went down to see him a few weeks ago.
Yeah, great guy, Cal at Moneyfields. Come on, lads. Give me a yes or a no. I want to hear it now because I've backed them. Littlehampton, are they staying up or not? I know they've got two hugely hard, tough games coming up.
Ask me on Tuesday if they're still in the bottom.
I'm asking you now.
If they stay out the relegation zone, it's in their own hands, then yes. If they drop into the bottom four over the weekend, it's out of their hands again. Because the sides above have got the advantage.
I just need a yes or no here now.
No.
Are they staying?
I've given you my answer. You
added all the variables onto it. Let me ask you.
That's how I work. That's how I work. If you don't like my answer, it's tough. That is my answer.
Sitting on the fence, mate. Sitting on the fence.
No. Yes, while they stay outside the bottom four. No, if they drop into it over the weekend. Ask me on Tuesday after those two games, and then I can give you a yes or no.
I'll ask you your last game of the season, yeah? Give you a little bit of time, shall I?
Okay. Yeah, you do that. You'd have forgotten by then after one too many Cruise Campos.
Shout out Cruise Campos, sponsor.
Bit too Lib Demi, that answer for me. It's not right or left.
To be fair, Binfield losing last night has helped them out because they've used up their game in hand. If Binfield had won last night, then it's extremely tight because Ascot and Met Police can both move out of the drop zone if Littlehampton lose at the weekend. I haven't watched both Leatherhead and Moneyfields. I'm not banking on them picking up any points because both sides are good. But like I say, it's in their own hands while they sit outside the bottom four. When you drop into the bottom and you're relying on other people because your results still might not be enough, that's when it becomes the awkward part.
I mean, Fareham Town could do Littlehampton a massive favour and do Ascot at the weekend.
Yeah, but looking at Fairham's results for the weekend,
I think there's more hope of East Grinstead picking up 3 points, if I'm being honest.
But,
it's still a big ask. It's still a big ask for Mitch and Gaskin's boys, especially with a couple of games. But listen, back those golds, lads. Get them roaring. Get them on the sauce early doors, having a go at the players. Use that 12th man, lads. Go on.
I think that they've struggled with injuries as well at Littlehampton this season. I saw.
Is Gaskin back playing yet? Trev, have you seen him?
He was back. He was back on Saturday, wasn't he?
Is he back? Is he?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see the team.
He was back Saturday, just gone. I was speaking to Stormy. He was at Arundel game. He was at the Arundel game. And he, I think he might struggle to get back towards the end of before the end of the season as well. I think he's hopeful, but I think Gaskin. I think he said was back Saturday, just gone.
They could do with a little bit of gas magic, I'd say.
Yeah, they need it. Well, see how they do over the bank holiday weekend. Right, let's get into the Southern Combination Premier Division results last Saturday. Guernsey beat Peacehaven and Telston by 6-0. Wick went down 3-0. Bexhill United. Eastbourne United and Midhurst and Eastbourne shared a 0-0 draw. Haywards Heath Town beat AFC Valdinians 5-1. Crawley down Gatwick 1-3 to Horsham YM. Lancing went down 1-0 at Little Common. Lingfield beat Rothby by 6-3. New Haven beat Forest Road 2-0. Seaford Town lost 2-0 at Pagham, and Stenning Town won 5-0 at Shoreham. On Tuesday evening, the Peter Bentley Challenge Cup semi-final, New Haven went down 2-0 at home to Stenning, and in the Premier Division, Lancing beat Haywards Heath Town by 2-1. On Good Friday, there's 2 games. Seaford Town host New Haven at 7:30, and Lingfield host Midhurst and Eastbourne 8 p.m. at AFC Whiteleaf. On Saturdays, we heard from Jack. Rothby host Guernsey at 2 p.m. Lancing head to AFC Vardinians. Crawley down Gatwick against Pagham. Horsham YM head to Forest Row. Haywards Heath Town go to Little Common. Peacehaven Telscombe host Eastbourne United. Stenning Town at home to Bexhill, and Wick at home to Shoreham. Then on Easter Monday is all 11 a.m. kickoffs. Bexhill United against Little Common. Eastbourne United at home to Seaford Town. Haywards Heath Town at home to Stenning Town. As Jack mentioned, Rothby head to Horsham YM. Lancing host Wick. Lingfield host Crawley down Gatwick. New Haven at home to Peacehaven and Telscombe. Midhurst and Eastbourne head to Pagham. Shoreham at home to AFC Vardinians. And Guernsey host Forest Row at 2 p.m. Right.
It's 11 a.m. for Guernsey as well, is it?
No, I said that was 2 p.m.
Oh, sorry, mate. I won't listen again.
Standard. Right. Wasn't really much to talk about on Saturday. A little bit as you were, but Tuesday evening it's come alive at the bottom and the top of the table.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think we all know what we're talking about. That result last night, really, that had everyone going, that weren't on my bingo card. But first and foremost, shout out to Dale Hurley, for kicking on, persevering with everything he had there. It can't be easy trying to lift a squad, especially with the start they've had. I know they brought in some more players, people like Lange, everyone like that. But and I'm made up for Martin Gander as well. I really am, because that result shone a light on Lancing that they haven't had really this season. They haven't had that go-to, that goodwill win. And apparently there was about 275 there last night or something like that. Down at Culver, having it, and the crowd were having it. Look, I don't use the excuse of Carl Sim getting sent off in whatever it was, the 80th minute for Haywards Heath. Take nothing away from Lancing. From what I hear, it was deserved. Haywards Heath had one of those days. All teams get them. But that has now made Monday's game a little bit different, because whatever the gaffers, Hammy and Kev were thinking, both of their tactics are now obviously changed a bit, because it switched around.
You say that, but it depends what happens Saturday first, doesn't it? They both got to play on Saturday before they clash 48 hours earlier. That could change it around again.
Little Common, it's going to be no mugs going down a Little Common for Haywards Heath. And I'll tell you what, Bexhill are put over teams all over the year, that they will pop up with a decent result all the time. It's firmly in Stenning's hands now. It is.
But probably for the first time this season.
Yes. And bearing in mind, they had an uncharacteristically poor, maybe first month or so, didn't they? There's a drops of points. They're always playing a bit of catch. Whereas I think Haywards went 15, 16 on the bounce. Did the Vars run play a bit too much into it? I don't know that.
I think so.
What I do know is both Stenning and Haywards Heath have got fantastic players, fantastic coaches through the whole coaching setup. Not just Kev and Hammy. They've got wonderful supporters. That game on Monday is going to be red hot. And all I ask is whoever's in the middle after the game, they're not mentioning him or her, which is unlikely. But as long as they're not mentioning the ref after the game, do battle. Go there. Because I know everyone's saying, there's other games in that. There's no bigger game than that so far in the league this season. There hasn't been,
I
So,
agree.
But I don't know. You'll get 1,000 people in there again, probably at Hayward Heath.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if it's not.
Have you seen the referee for that game, by the way?
Who's refereeing?
Greg Walker.
Don't know.
He's a guy. I'm pretty sure he's the referee that I've got being smacked in the face at Hassocks last season.
Is that one? Is it?
Yeah, it was Hassocks versus
Who
Hayward
smashed
Heath.
him in the face?
It was the football.
Just the ball.
Yeah. He did. But he's quite decent, though, isn't he? You'd say?
He's what?
Yeah, he's probably one of the best referees at that level. He does it. From experience, he likes his whistle a little bit too much.
But going back to the original bit about Lancing, take nothing away from them. They've given themselves a fighting chance, and now, when everyone thought they were dead and buried, me included, and I literally thought they would get battered last night, and I love to be wrong, especially as a club that I like, a club that I'm very near to. I love the chairman. I've got a lot of time for mine. Really have played at that club. If only they could get this FA to sort out their burgers, it'd be lovely. But
one day, one thing at a time, Michael. One thing at a time.
Can I just
tell you what, we all looking forward?
Put you on the spot then.
We all looking forward to going to Hayward Heath on Monday morning then?
Oh, I'm not going. And I'm not going.
Yeah, I know. That's why I thought I'd throw you under the bus. Sorry.
No. I'll explain where I'm going in the next one. Look, lads.
Please comment and ask him why he's turned down one of the biggest games of the season for where he's going. I like the club he's going to, but
because
there's another weekend.
There are other clubs out there. There are other clubs that we got to see. There's clubs that we never get to see, and you got to be fair in the fact that you're going, Trev.
Yeah, I always was.
So it doesn't need all of us going, lads, and it certainly doesn't need a piss Mike McCaffrey at 9:30, running around, stocking up their beer barrels and that. Yeah, when it's going to be a hostile atmosphere and it's going to go on. No,
it sounds perfect for you, doesn't it?
It's going to be interesting. I'm going to put you on the spot then, lads, and I bet I know exactly what both of you are going to say.
Well, I won't say it then. You can say it for me.
Well, you're back standing.
Yeah.
Because you always have a soft spot for them. We've
seen that from the start of the season. Year. So, yeah, there we go.
All the way through this year. And I'm the opposite because I've had a soft spot for Hayward Heath.
I've got a soft spot for Hayward Heath as well. I've known Kev and Dave longer than most. So, but only one can go up as champions.
Yeah.
Hopefully they both go up. But let's
call it. Let's give me a prediction now. Okay. You're going to have a standing win or standing win?
Yeah.
Okay. And Gaz?
Desmond.
What, a draw? Desmond 2-2.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go for Heath win. So two of us are going to be wrong. I want to put it on the record though. Two fantastic clubs, as you said. Only one can go up. Difference is, and I'm concerned about this. The team that finishes second, will that mentally do something to them in the playoffs? Because you got hungry teams in there: Guernsey, YM, Peacehaven. Yeah. Team. Those teams that have been biting them, waiting to go.
I think Lee's hit the nail on the head. If Heath don't win this league, they won't go up. It happened last year, though, didn't it?
Possibly.
We'll see in a few weeks' time, won't we? Right, just before we move on from that one, congratulations to Stenning on making the Peter Bentley Cup final, where they'll play Little Common on Monday, the 4th of May, 11 a.m. at Peacehaven and Telscombe, which is very
provisionally.
interesting. No, No. Little Common's later tweet then came out with the confirmation, which is very interesting because the playoff final should be the day before. So either the league are banking on Stenning winning it or dropping out of the playoff places. That's very interesting. I've got to say, I'm surprised that's come through as an absolute confirmation. But there we go. We'll keep our eyes on that, see if anything changes. Right, into the Southern Combination Division 1 results. Last Saturday, AFC Walcountians beat Sheffield Town 2-1. Arundel beat Copthorne by 8-0. Selsley won 3-1 East Preston. Godalming Town beat Saltdean by 2-0. And Jarvis Brook beat Loxford by the same score. Oakwood beat Billingshurst 1-0. Reigate Priory beat Ringmer AFC 2-0. And Worthing United beat Mile Oak 1-0. On Tuesday evening, Godalming Town beat AFC Upford 3-0. Billingshurst beat Arundel 6-1. Jarvis Brook and AFC Walcountians drew 1-0. This coming Saturday, Worthing United heads to AFC Upford Town. Arundel played reverse at home to Billingshurst. Dorking Wanderers be at home to AFC Walcountians. Godalming Town host Oakwood. Saltdean United head to Jarvis Brook. Loxwood host Infinity. Mile Oak are at home to Ringmer AFC. Reigate Priory versus Copthorne is off because there's a clash of fixtures, which I found out about just before we came on air. And Selsley host East Preston. Then on Monday, all 11 a.m. kickoffs. AFC Walcountians host Godalming Town. It's Billingshurst against Loxwood. Copthorne against Dorking Wanderers B. East Preston host Arundel. Infinity at home to Selsley. Jarvis Brook against AFC Upfield Town. Oakwood host Reigate Priory. And Ringmer AFC at home to Saltdean United. Gaz, you were at Arundel against Copthorne last Saturday with a few goals.
Yeah. Arundel did exactly what I expected him to do. Probably could have had more. I actually felt a little bit sorry for the Copthorne players. There was,
you said
they had. Is this not Shimpad Gate? Is it?
No. There was 11 players. Their bench consisted of the manager and a physio. The manager had a kit on, so I assume in an emergency would have gone on the pitch. So those 11 players, I'll be honest with you, they gave it everything for 90 minutes.
Bless them.
And I do feel for them. Like, there was clearly some there that were struggling, and they were getting tired. But there was no changes that could be made. At this point, I think they need the relegation that's going to happen to them. I think last season they should have been relegated and weren't. I felt a little bit sorry for the players. I will give a quick shout out to, I need to try and remember his name off the top of my head, Adam Nicholson, the Copthorne goalkeeper, made 5, 6, 7 decent saves. So as again, it could have been a cricket score, 8-0. Probably, could have been 10, 11.
It's pretty sorry to say, isn't it? To be fair, with the club that there was rumours that people had to be lent shin pads the other week. They didn't have them. A couple of players in the team borrowed them from the other side of the team. They're paying at Horsham FC like 250 quid a game, and then you got the officials, and you got the extras. They're getting like 10, 11 bodies through the door, mate. How is that sustainable? Come on. Go on.
I'll tell you. Yeah, I'll tell you guys something after.
No, say it on it.
No. I know a few of their players are being paid. Players are being paid. Players are being paid.
How is that sustainable, right? If you're paying with the match officials probably over £400 a game, and you're getting 10, 12, 15 people through the gate, mate. Come on. You're not charging them a bullseye each.
Yeah.
I must commend them, though. I must commend them for carrying on through the season and putting it down. Because obviously those lads want to play. They want to play football, The mistake was made last year, in my opinion. But as Jack said, potentially there's an announcement coming out in the next 24, 48, 72. They probably didn't do it today because that looks absolute double bust on them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, Cop
I'll tell you what though, Mike.
On April Fools.
I'll tell you what though, I'd love to see a parallel universe of what would have happened if they did get relegated, and see how that would have panned out this season. They may not have been playing at Horsham, but they may be sitting mid-table in the mid-Sussex or something like that, and not enduring what they've gone through this year. Now, you know, we've said it enough times. You asked me the question a few weeks ago about, and we've said it's a wasted season for the club, for the players, and everyone involved in it, rather than, you know, so it's not a case of like putting them out of their misery. You know, they struggled. They didn't get out of the bottom three all last year.
For me, mate, it seems like your Storringtons get relegated due to 40 centimetres of fencing not being there. Yeah? And then having to pay 18 bags to get it put right. But teams like that can have a reprieve. You know, it just doesn't sit well. And I don't think it's fair. That's just my thing. It's nothing against the players at Cotton because they've gone through, and the management. It's just that.
Sean Cully's asked a question over on Instagram. Did Arundel do what you expected him to do yesterday?
What, get battered 6-1? I thought that was. I actually thought that was a. I saw certainly put something. He put a comment on one of Jimbo's posts. You know, thinking that was an April Fool's.
Yeah, look, I know they've got a lot of injuries, and that's only from having sort of inside. But
well, Cully should know because he knows all of them over there. He's mates with them and he's played with them. You know, I wasn't at that game, but from what I heard, and Jimbo was pretty honest on this, they weren't at the races.
No.
You know? And that's sad to see because they're in a position where they could really have a stab at those playoffs. You know, last year they missed by a fag paper. They did.
Yeah, didn't they? Yeah.
Well, they were 3-1 up against Infinity, weren't they?
I'll tell you what, though, fair play to Billingshurst, because obviously they lost at Oakwood on Saturday, which was a great result for Oakwood, and then turn it around to thump Arundel 6-1. But Arundel have got a chance for revenge already. You know, this coming weekend. So no better way to get back in the saddle and dish out what you just had handed to you on a plate.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing with Billingshurst, right? I saw them this year. They looked electric going forward. They really did. They've got one of the best strikers in Reeves in there. But the consistency. See, Gander is right. See, I know. See, I told you I love Gander. He's spot on. But yeah, look. I mean, but Martin Gander also mentioned saying that we also know as well. 25th of the 4th. Got them in town, go to Worthing United. Worthing United have just got through to their first ever cup final. What cup was it? Was it the RUR?
RUR Cup.
Yeah.
22nd of April against Favourite Teeth.
That's a free hit. That's a free hit, you know. But it's back in Godalming Town's hands now.
Good weekend for most boys. Good weekend.
And I know Mo's made a little couple of signings, a little cheeky couple of signings from the old Cobham boys up there, just to see if he can get them over the business end. Good on him. Yeah. But don't write off those boys I'm going to go and be seeing on Monday. Those Infinity lads.
Few teams need a result this weekend as well at that bottom end, because it's getting a little bit tight. And chance of 6 points this weekend. There's a few clubs that could certainly do with all 6.
Yeah, I mean, you got Uckfield. Oh, Ringmer. Ringmer have dragged themselves in there, haven't they?
Mm.
And you know, hearing a couple of things coming out of that camp as well. You know, a couple of interesting things. Because we all know the club there. Just maybe try and verify some facts before we start elaborating on anything.
What are we elaborating on?
Well,
I don't think Mike ran around in circles.
No, well, just some couple of things I'm hearing coming out of the Ringmer camp. You know,
Like
but you wouldn't tell me. Yeah, you wouldn't tell me on screen, so I'll tell you.
I did tell you though, didn't I?
Tommy, drop us a message, mate. What's happening?
Lovely. Right, let's go. Let's go step 7.
Trev never speculates, does he? You don't speculate, Trev.
No, we don't speculate on the show. We deal in facts. Like you said, you verify facts. Right.
I do.
Combination Division 2 last week. Southwater won 3-2 at Alfold. Russington won 4-1 at AFC Brighton Rangers. Bosham lost 8-1 at home to Hailsham Town. TD Shipley won 4-2 at Brighton Electricity. Upper Beeding won 4-1 at Capel. Mike, they're doing well without you. Brunswick 2-1 with Worthing Town. And Ferring won 3-0 at Storrington. This coming Saturday, Russington head to Bosham. Chichester City be at home to Hailsham Town. Cool, that's a biggie at the top of the table. Ferring against Southwater. Rudwick host Alfold and TD Shipley head to Capel. Then on Monday, again, all 11 a.m. kickoffs. Brighton Electricity host Hailsham Town. Ferring at home to AFC Rangers. Russington at home to Storrington. And Southwater at home to Capel. Then on Wednesday evening, the Sussex Intermediate Cup final. Hailsham Town against Westfield at 7:30 p.m. At Lancing in the Mid-Sussex League last weekend, Montgomery Cup, Linfield 3, Cookfield Town 1. In the Premier Division, French Athletic 8, Shoreham Seconds 0. Westfield won 6-0 at Holland Sports. Hollington United beat Reigate Pro Reserves 3-1. Balkan beat Polgate Town by the same score, and Rotherfield and Crowhurst drew 0-0. This coming Saturday, the Mid-Sussex Senior Cup semi-finals. Crowhurst against Balcombe is a 3 p.m. kickoff, and Linfield host BN Don Saturday. In the Montgomery Cup, it's Holland Sports against Reigate Pro Reserves. In the Premier Division, Hollington United at home to French Athletic. Westfield travel to Polgate Town for a 1:30 kickoff. Shoreham Seconds at home to Cookfield Rangers. On Bank Holiday Monday at 11 o'clock, it's Hollington United against Polgate Town and Linfield against Holland Sports. Good old Martin. In the West Sussex League last Saturday, Centenary Cup, TD Ship Reserves went down 4 for its Selsey Reserves. In the Premier Division, Billingshurst Reserves beat AFC Fishbourne 3-0. Holbrook Olympic beat Petworth 4-0. Harting beat Horsham Crusaders 4-1. Watersfield beat Amring 10-0, Mike.
You're fired.
And sacked.
And Dell United beat Wittering
territory
3-1. This coming Saturday in the Centenary Cup quarterfinals, Billingshurst Reserves travel to Southwater Reserves, and Dell United go to Wittering United. In the Premier Division, TD Ship Reserves host Petworth. Fishbourne United are at home to Horsham Crusaders, and Angmering host Holbrook Olympic. Then on Monday, all 11 a.m. kickoff, and the Malcolm Sims Mora Cup semi-finals. TD Shipley go to Wisborough Green. Wittering United are at home to 454 East 55. Wittering United are at by Sea Cricket. In the Premier Division, AFC Fishbourne host Harting. Angmering go to Billingshurst Reserves, and Waterfield go to Horsham Crusaders, while Petworth host Dell United. When I was doing the finishing off the rest of the fixtures for the West Sussex, Billingshurst Reserves have got Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, and I think Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, I think, to finish their season. Billingshurst Reserves in the West Sussex. Got mental.
You mentioned Westfield there, team we both know. And 18 goals is all they've conceded, by the way, the whole year in league and cup. Shout out Harry Stapley as well. He's just had a bit of an injury. Bless him. Hope he's got better. He's the manager of them.
Yeah, he'll be back. Right. Team of the week, sponsored by Singers.
This should be interesting.
I don't ever remember actually finishing our conversation, Trev.
No, I couldn't be bothered, so I just chose on my own. I mean, we didn't.
There's no surprise there, is there?
There weren't really a lot of choice over in the weekend, was there? I
gave you 3 good results.
Yeah.
Are you included last night in this, by the way?
Yes.
I think that's probably why he hasn't come back to me.
Exactly.
So...
Point. So
hold on.
There we go. See? Team of the week is Lancing. But in the mix, hang on, in the mix were Oakwood for the win over Billingshurst.
That was 7-0.
And then I did have Billingshurst. That
was 7-0, wasn't it? Was it 7-0?
No, that was 1-0 to Oakwood.
Oh no, that was 7-0 week off. Sorry.
And then I did chuck Billingshurst in for their 6-1 win over Arundel last night, because I didn't see that coming out of anywhere. No. And I think, who else did we pick out? There was only 1 or 2 others, weren't there? It weren't a really standout week for results, was it?
I'm gonna
Crawley
find
down Gatwick, I think, for the win over Horsham.
Yeah.
I think actually Dave messaged me, Dave Connor. He said after last night's result, he messaged me this morning and said, "Bang goes our team of the week nomination." Shout out, Dave. Don't have a pint on us, though, lad.
So congratulations to Lance, and I'll get the poll out as soon as I can. Probably won't be this evening, but probably be tomorrow for
Lingfield or the other one.
Lingfield.
Lingers.
Yeah. The 6-3 win over Roffey. Right. I'd like to accept it. Oh, bless him. Right.
I made up for mine because I tell you what,
it's been a tough season, isn't it?
And he's turned that club from absolutely financial turmoil, literally to being back in the black, and bearing in mind when you don't own your ground, that's a massive thing to do. Shout out Mr. Gander and his team. Shout out Dale Hurley and the boys for
talking of not owning grounds. I know we're going to move on. Upper Beeding going to Stenning next season.
Yeah, that was the worst kept secret game, wasn't it?
That's another ground share in the league.
Yeah, but that's good for them. I think that is their. I spoke to Ryan. I think that's their one chance this season to try and kick on and build a team because they need more players. I was there at that Ferring game. They certainly need more players, and he's got a chance on a beautiful surface to do that. But it ain't going to be easy.
What's the long-term plan now?
You have to ask them, lads. I don't speak on them, but they should. If they
you're not held accountable to anyone, though.
No one. I don't. I'm not like you boys. I don't sit on the fence waiting for Humpty Dumpty to get knocked off. Not me, mate. I'm accountable to no one.
So you kept your mouth shut when we were talking about Ringler.
Hence why I told you boys today to send a letter to the Sussex FA because they won't respond to me. Yeah.
After my burger review, I very much doubt they're going to respond to me, but we'll see.
Come on, Sussex FA. I'm putting a little olive branch out there. Be more
friend. We go. Thank you, Martin.
Well,
all you got to do now, Martin.
If someone gets on the FA that is in contention for it, all will be nice in the future anyway.
All you got to do now, Martin, is bring your burger around. Burgers in house.
Yeah.
You'll be on to a winner.
Shout outs. Can I put something in the chat, please?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was at the game.
Yes, you want to do yours while he's putting it in the chat?
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
it's ready.
Go on then.
Go on then.
I was at the under 23s game on Monday night at Culver Road. Hastings United won 5-1 against Horsham Wyam. But I just wanted to say a terrible injury happened to Caden Hummerson, a lad who's a great lad. Get a good couple of bevs with that boy out in Guernsey. Smashed 6 of his teeth. Went in for a header that they had to go in to smash down. That again, no insurance there. Keep saying it, lads. It's so vital. You never know when things are going to happen. So I put the link in there. I'm going to go and put it out later on. We've already reshared it as well. So anything you can do for Caden there, that Poe put up for the GoFundMe, go and help him because he's a wonderful young lad and a freak injury. Really is a freak injury.
But these freak injuries keep happening, and we have an insurance partner.
Yeah, we
go to our website.
We do. And look, we're not here to sell you insurance. We're here to add it as an add-on. We make about 50p, I think, 50 pence we make out of that insurance. Yeah, it's 12 quid a month. Don't just look at ours. Look at others. Especially if you're a tradie or someone like that. And you're self-employed. It's not always so bad when you got a bit of PAYE behind you. But lads, do yourself a favour, or even more so, clubs. Start having a look at your players. If you're going to be banding them around, if you're going to be paying them 50, 60, 70 quid a week, why not take a tenner off and give them some insurance for the month?
It's £144 a year, right? If you're a builder or a labourer or something like that, you're going to earn more than that in a day.
Yeah, look, and it's not only in the SCFL. You go all the way up. How many times do you see Worthing or Dorking or someone like that put out a GoFundMe in the National League? It's embarrassing. It really is embarrassing. You know, players' livelihoods, especially when they're being paid. Some of those players getting paid 750, 800 more a game. You know, and they can't find 12, 15 quid a month for the insurance. Have a fucking day off. You know, think about your families and that. But even going down there, even in your West Sussex, your Mid Sussex lads, just have a look. Blimey, you pay 144 quid a year. You probably spill that in a weekend or a couple of weekends out on the sauce with me.
It's a Saturday afternoon for you, isn't it?
Oh, right. No, Martin, Martin, that is a very valid point. I'd like to address that. We partner with Vita Risk. Yeah? Vita Risk also sponsor the Isthmian League. Dorrington, who runs that there, I made it quite clear, and so did Trevor, and so did Gareth when we got in there, that if we're going to offer these kind of insurance, it doesn't want to be one of these ones where you're waiting around weeks for this, or you're providing this, or doing that. Yeah, bollocks. That's all bollocks. It needs to be, if they've got an injury, it's a payout. And I had it on his word. That's Michael Dorrington. He's fully involved in Wick. Really good guy. I've known him for a long time. He assures me that's true, and that is true. Go and check it out. Go and check it out, and don't just check ours. Check others as well. Rant over. Sorry, guys.
Any more? Was that your one?
No, well, I just think.
No. Have you got more shout outs, or is that it?
No. That was. I just wanted to make sure that people knew that Caden, there's a fundraiser for GoFundMe in there. So I feel a bit passionate about this sort of thing.
That's fine.
I snapped my ACL.
Before I move on to Gaz.
I snapped my ACL when I was doing okay. And I never got it operated on. I've never been to this day since. And nowadays I have the money to do that shit. And I still never had it proper done. I've never been right sit. And I was a bang average footballer. Some of these lads coming up, it ruined their careers.
Gaz?
Anyway.
Bring the mood back up.
Ringmer FC have put out loads about people reaching 100 clubs. So Ellis Webster, 100 appearances for Ringmer. These aren't necessarily the first team, but their whole senior team is the first team down to fourth team. Adam Burton made 104 appearances. Reece Taylor, 103. Michael Parris, 106. And Tyler Watson made 100 club goals across the first to the fourth team for Ringmer AFC. But on top of that, he also got 67 goals for AFC Ringmer and Ringmer FC over his time as well.
They won't be liking you saying them two names together.
They put it out in a tweet earlier this week. Yeah, so
that's interesting.
Yeah, shout out to those guys.
Good stuff. Right, I've got a couple
down now.
I've got a couple as well. Richmond OC at New Haven joined the 50 appearance club, and Charlie Hester Cook, Horsham, 200 appearances. So congratulations to them. One thing I wanted to say as well in the shout outs is I know a lot of you are organising youth tournaments across the summer as well. We don't mind giving you a shout out if you've got your dates, got your times, and you want to fill a few spaces, because AFC Vardinians have been in touch today. They've got one 6th, 7th of June, under 7s to under 14s, 50 quid a team. And you go to register on www.ildfof.com. I think I've seen Stenning, have got one through the summer.
Lockswood got one in May.
And that. So if you get your details over, we'll shout it out for you. Obviously, with less midweek games to cover after the Easter bit as well. There'll be a bit more time in, so we'll get it in and give you a bit of help.
I love a six as a parent. I love the 6-a-side tournament. I did love them. Not anymore.
Did you used to sit in a gazebo with a crate of
No.
I'll have
you know, I was fully on board. I had the tracksuit up, the lot, no alcohol on that one. Until we were knocked out. I bet he
used to have one of them flimsy little sun hats as well, didn't he? Or a hanky on his head, one of the two. That'd be a Mark McCaffrey thing, wouldn't it?
Plenty of hair, mate. I have plenty of hair.
I don't say anything about your hair. Just
Nice,
probably
sir.
needed it. As it goes. Right. Where's everyone heading next over the weekend? Who's going first?
Okay, go on then. Friday, down the Beacon, Sussex, massive game versus Hastings. Doing a bit of radio commentary. Catch out on Hastings radio as well. That should be the laugh. So I really enjoyed the last one.
Yeah, that's the one.
And then on the Monday, I will be away to Infinity. Bit of a session to go there up for an 11 o'clock kickoff, but I've got to get down there. The chairman's been a supporter, he, and we have to spread it out. And as because you two are going to the fight of the century, I felt it was only right I'll go down there and see that.
We've already been to Infinity this season.
Huh?
Already been to Infinity this season.
Exactly. So it's only right I should go down. And Infinity are banging form. So I want to go and see there. And he's also the chairman's promised to make me a bacon roll on arrival. So
it's where you should be, Mike. It's where you should be.
They don't do any burgers there, so
yeah, no. Do you know what, Martin? I've never been to the With Dean. The only time I've been there was when Brighton played there. So yeah, I should really
imagine how shit it was when Brighton played there.
Yeah.
And now take all the seats out of it and still keep the running track there.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of those. Guildford City have it and all, don't they? Those running tracks. Not a fan, mate. I like to be up close, personal when I'm not in the bar.
Gaz, where you heading?
Hayward Heath standing on Monday. I might get something in on Saturday. Not Arundel, but I might get something else in Saturday. Yeah, I can't commit. It's Easter weekend. I got a 2-year-old. It's a little bit. It's hard work, but
got to get up to Broadbridge Heath as well. Guess his simmer up there. Three Bridges, a few we got to do. I've never done Whitehall. I've never been to Whitehall.
Thing is, it's so late in the season as well, and I always try and pick games that got something on them this time of year. I can't be watching dead rubbers because that would just infuriate me. So I'll have to wait till next season.
Big game, massive games. This. Me trying to justify to my wife that there's 2 games over bank holiday, when she wants to take me on an effing Easter egg hunt. Do you know what I mean?
Might as well go and hunt for a Gruffalo.
Tell me about it, mate.
All right. Well, here's my schedule. Friday, Sussex against Hastings in the afternoon, followed by Lingfield and Midhurst in the evening. Then Saturday, off to Punjab, see if they can beat Cockfosters and get to Wembley in the FA Vars.
Was that the Vars?
Huh?
The Vars, yeah. They were recovering today, weren't they, over their little leg braces?
They were, yeah, their little Normatex. And then I'll have a day off Sunday, and then Monday, Hayward Heath against Stenning, followed by Three Bridges against Sussex.
Cool, you're actually putting in some effort this week then, are you, mate?
Well, I'm doing some for all of you, so, and Chris ain't even here tonight, so I'm have to put a bit in for him as well. So, yeah, I'm making sure we're well represented, don't you worry. Well, a few weeks' time, it's all done and dusted, isn't it?
It is. And I'll be sad. I'll be really sad for that because, I really am sad. I might join the Summer League, mate. Might join the Vets League next year.
I wouldn't. I'm still feeling it after playing a couple of weeks ago.
Hey, Gaz, can you stick up for everyone the video of you stacking it?
No.
That 3G.
Oh yeah,
there's no player around you, mate.
That gets the most views.
You broke a rib by yourself. No player around you. Yeah.
No, there was a player around me a couple of seconds beforehand. Just happened to be my brother. Hey, guess what? I refereed a game on Sunday afternoon as well, and I got paid for it.
Did you?
Yeah, you referees.
I hope you got plenty of abuse. If I'd have known, I'd have been there and chucked some your way.
No, didn't get abuse. Let the game flow.
Do you know what? I thought about doing that when I was younger because I've done it at a youth level, and I hated it because there should be more ex-players becoming referees. There's not enough referees. But then I thought, what walking football? No, I'm not at that stage yet. My mate Selly dominates walking football. Stuart Sell, he's the best around at that at the moment. But no, why would you be a ref? I know
sure, Pete Stone has something to say about that.
There's not enough. Who?
Pete Stone at Worthing will have something to
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
about it.
probably would actually. Yeah,
Mate, they're top of the league, sure. Their boys sure on top of the league and they batter Worthing. I saw it myself down at Woodside. But,
really.
yeah,
What Worthing?
100%.
Worthing, which ones? Worthing Whites.
Ones with Guy Whitehead, Stoney, and all that. And yeah,
Stoney plays for the Reds. They're normally top of the league with Vardinians.
check it. I know, check
I
it.
never
Go on,
do
boys.
check it anyway.
Nah, you're not going to check it because it's right. It is sure on the top. But yeah, walking football's not for me, lads. There's too many people cheating that walking football. As soon as the ref turns around, the refs are normally about 900 years old. Went to school with Yoda. You turn around, they start suddenly pick up a bit of pace like they had 30 years ago. I've seen them. Yeah.
And this the referees, you'll have Cam on your back and Monty.
Monty's always on my back, and I love Cam.
Before we sign off, Trev, I want to congratulate you because me and Mike sent a message to each other at 8:04
Yeah, we failed.
to see if we can crack you today. And I got close,
I know.
but
That's
didn't crack.
That's why we were so on you today, Trev. You know what I mean?
Right.
You waste of time that was as well.
Yeah, you are a waste of time, the pair of you.
I nearly had you. I thought I'd got you at one point, and I text Mike. I went nearly. Thought I had him then.
I was trying to poke him. He weren't going for it today,
Don't forget to pay next Monday, will you, when you go through the gate at Haywards? Right, just to let you know that next week we'll be recording on Tuesday evening because all of us will be at the Intermediate Cup final on Wednesday, which we are sponsoring.
Yes.
With my website, www.footballwriting.com. So make sure you set your clocks, set your diaries. And Mike, before you go, Aaron wants 2 double cheeseburgers and 20 nuggets, please.
And I'm at Flurry.
So Tuesday.
When I get up to Reigate, I'm going to see him.
Tuesday 8 p.m.
News coming out as well. Sorry, mate.
I'll mute you. Right, so Tuesday 8 p.m. next week. Obviously, be plenty of football to talk about from Saturday, Friday, Monday, and maybe these two more. Who knows?
Was that you guys?
How childish.
Well,
right, that's pretty much it from us this week, and the two kids chuckling away in the corner. Hopefully, Chris will be back next week to provide some adult conversation. Oh, he's in Surrey. You got a fair way to go.
I know. It's incredible how they get in our league anyway.
Aaron, do you have train stations in Surrey?
Reighate's a station, and I know that.
Have a station.
They don't play in Reigate, though, do they? Play in Hawley.
Yeah, Lodgers.
You have to get the train to Gatwick Airport
and then try
and get a cab up to Hawley. But trying to get a cab out of Gatwick is going to cost a fortune.
Or just catch a train to Red Hill and then just get the train back down that goes to Hawley. It's quite simple. No logic, Gareth.
Don't get trains, peasant wagons, isn't they?
You don't get much, but that's just your makeup, isn't it? Right, if you want to get in touch with us, you can find us at w.thesnlf.co.uk, on X at the SNLF, and Facebook, thesnlf.co.uk. Gaz? He can't remember where he is anyway.
Thank you very much. What are you after from me?
Up to you. You put it out there if you want. Otherwise, no one's going to come and follow your channels, are they?
The SNLF.co.uk, the SNLF.co.uk, and the SNLF podcast.
Have you put anything up on the podcast channel recently?
No. Nothing worthwhile. I did. Do you know what? I had a video that was muted, and I can't for the life. It was done for copyright, and I can't tell you why. Fucking bollocks. YouTube's a load of fucking bollocks.
Well, if it's done for copyright, maybe you. And it was muted. The whole video is muted.
No, I used I don't fucking know, to be honest with you. It's all bullshit.
Happened to me at Pagham. There was a party at Pagham, wasn't there? And I was doing the live, and the Lion's Den, and then YouTube went no.
Yeah. Lovely. Right, let's finally wrap up for this evening. We'll see you again next week, but on a Tuesday. Enjoy bank holiday football wherever you're going, if you're going anywhere or nowhere, and we'll see you again next week.
I can't believe we didn't crack him on April Fool's Day. That was like unbelievable. Failed.
Bye.